I was 22. You were 26, 6'4", full-on beard, earphones plugged in, eyes like the ocean, pretending not to look. You weren't like the others in the queue. You were unpolished and unsophisticated in jeans and a t-shirt. You didn't belong to this city. And neither did I. We were cramped against the stairs between decks. My heart was beating fast. I wanted to pull the hem of my skirt down because you were looking, and I noticed. It was knee length, but there was a slit, and it didn't seem high when I bought it, but today, I felt exposed. Things aren't as easy in the morning as they are at night, you know. We were headed in the same direction. El destino. That is what my Costa Rican friend told me. You'd been here 7 months. It was 11 for me. Conversation was smooth because you and I, we're good at everything. You can build houses with your bare hands. I can do handstands and folk dancing. You can bake wedding cakes. I can climb mountains. You can do Muay Thai. I could kick your ass at spelling bee because you're dyslexic. So smooth. As smooth as it can get with a thick brogue that I could barely understand. How did scratch up become bed? Since when did gaff become house? And what do you mean when you say crack? That was all explained to me 1 year later because you left the year we met. 2 years in Hong Kong can make you cynical. I didn't think I'd be staying that long, but you know how it is here. Things just happen. I had to grow up fast. A skinny 23-year-old alone in the city. Doesn't seem young to you, but I was leading a sheltered existence before I arrived. Many a night, I walked home crying. But sometimes there would be a nice cab driver who wordlessly passed me a pack of tissues, and maybe a friend walking me home, or a pervert pushing his luck. But I'm a fighter, and I learned fast. So soon enough, it was me throwing the punches. You came back in the summer, just when I had forgotten you. I told myself, this time we can be friends. Best of friends. But who was I kidding? I bumped into you on a Sunday night at Central Pier, on my way to a friend's party. Steve, a mutual friend of ours. I knew you were here, but I wasn't sure it was such a good idea to meet. But obviously, El Destino had other plans. I needed to prepare first, and I haven't even had alcohol by that time, but I felt like I was tipsy already because were those fireworks in the sky? Isn't the street usually so dark? I mean, what is that glow? I must be going crazy. It's like I'm not thinking straight. Ouch, my cheeks are hurting from smiling so much. Your eyes were sparkling, and you looked happy. So happy. I mean, please stop smiling for 1 minute, why don't you? Are you drunk? We sat down on a bench and watched the skyline across the harbor, and you joked that when your eyes were unfocused, the lights looked like robots making their way to Steve's party. Turns out, you were going there too. You actually offered me a beer. I never drink on Sundays. Okay, let's have that beer. You seemed so happy. I felt so happy. I was fucked. And that is the last rational thought in my head that year. I'm here for the summer, you said. Here we go again. You left in September, and I was down, down, down. I hate this place. I shouted at Victoria Harbor, I want to leave! But 2 years later, I'm still here. Wow. Where did the 4 years go? I swear I'm still 22 because I sure as hell don't know where I'm going. I mean, 2 years of no you, and you're everywhere. I just can't keep track anymore. I mean, what are you doing in Palestine? Are you crazy? You could get killed. No way am I meeting up with you in Seoul, even if it's just 5 hours away. I've wasted 2 years of my life already. I just don't understand why I can't meet another bearded guy on a bus stop with a brogue and a stockpile of ridiculous facial expressions and a split personality with a caveman. It's just not fair. I stood by the same bus stop a million times after you left, but it never happened again. But I think it will at some point. I mean, there are millions of people in this city. How arrogant can we be to think that we're special? I keep at it, going through the motions, talking to hundreds of people, but they don't want to cooperate. 5 years. I'm packing my things. One-way ticket out of here in hand. Steve? And the robots are waiting for me on the other side of the world, I'm convinced. I try to ignore all the signs, things that remind me of you on the way to the airport. The bus stop where we met, the harbor where we saw the robots, the flat you used to keep in Kowloon, and grab a coffee to distract myself. Oh look, a salted caramel latte, la 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 la, I tell my imagination, who strangely sounds like my best friend, telling me about El Destino. I know I'm crazy, but right now I have to get on that flight at 8. Your friends told me you came back to stay, but it was my turn to leave. Shoot me a line, will you? If you ever find a date to Steve's party, the one where all the robots are going.